live. And we are live. Hello, good evening to our viewers. And this is the Aviation Canteen Show. And we are on Let's Talk Careers and You. We have an awesome guest tonight in the person of Isaac Arku, who has been in the industry for more than 2 decades. Isaac's story is an inspiring one, and I hope we'll all take a listen to it, share our comments, our feedback, any questions, and we'll be glad to answer you. It will be great to have you like, share, follow, and subscribe to our channel for all future updates. Now let's move to Isaac. Isaac, we would want to know who you are, where you started from in the aviation industry, where you are looking at going, the impact it has had on you and the industry as a whole. Over to you. Hello, Isaac. As we wait for Isaac to work out his technological challenges, this is the Aviation Campaign Show on GH-Aviation TV. We are online with Isaac Arku, an awesome flight dispatcher. Isaac has an inspiring story to tell how he got into the aviation industry and why he is still in the aviation industry till now. Isaac has worked as a manager, as a passenger handler, a ticketing agent, a flight dispatcher, and he's now a ramp duty officer in Qatar Airways. He will tell us his story, and I hope you all be inspired. If you have any questions, comments, feedbacks, kindly share in the comment section, and we will get in touch with you. Isaac, are we good to go?
Yeah, good to go.
Okay, take us away then.
Good evening to our viewers and listeners all over the world, wherever you are this evening listening to us. Welcome you to Let's Talk segment of the Aviation Show. My name is Isaac Eyiram Kekeli Kwesi Akon, born and bred in Accra some 4 decades and more ago. Single, no married, and currently working with Qatar Airways as ramp operations duty officer. I started my career in aviation, or let's say, started my schooling from University Basic School in Legon, then proceeded to Adontin Secondary School. Then I went to International School of Aviation, where I did my ticketing and reservation course. Then afterwards, I had to do an internship with some travel agencies, and finally ended up at Amtrak Air, which was and before joining Amtrak Air, I was in Amtrak Travels, the travel agency of Amtrak Air, which was located at Osu. The one day I was in the office, then the CEO of Amtrak Air came in, and he's like, "Why is this guy sitting in the office here?" He questioned the manager. The manager said, "I need him here." He said, "No, send him to the airport." So I had to move from the Amtrak Travel, the travel agency, to the airline. Somewhere in 2004, in January, I moved to join Amtrak Air at the airport, which the operation has just begun a few months afterwards, before joining. And we are part of the first batch of staffs that was employed by Amtrak Air. So we used to run one aircraft then, which was one ATR 42 300 aircraft. So been with Amtrak for 7 years, work in various departments. Started as a ticketing and reservation agent, check-in agent. They became a load master. I was fortunate to be the first person to be trained as a load master in Amtrak Air by the then Belgian pilots that we're having, because we're using a Belgian registered aircraft for Amtrak Air from the beginning. It was a wet lease one, with the entire crew. So I was fortunate to get to be trained as the load master. Then afterwards, I started handling all the low sheet related issues of Amtrak Air. Then later got an on-job training as a flight dispatcher from the same Belgian people, a pilot, the chief pilot. Then we're fortunate enough, we were given the green light by Ghana Civil Aviation that Amtrak Air can host training for flight dispatchers. So we're four in number, three of my colleagues plus me. So we got to be trained by Mr. Asari, the only flight dispatch instructor in Ghana. So we happened to be his first batch of students, under the supervision of Ghana Civil Aviation Authority. So we did that course, intensive one, graduated. Then we became full authorized flight dispatchers of Amtrak Air. Then work with, went on various stations for relief duties for Amtrak Air, and also help in establishing most of the new stations, both in Ghana and outside Ghana. And sometimes I sit on the flight as a load master and a flight dispatcher. Go to the favorite one has to be Accra Kutonu, then Kutonu to Ouagadougou, then Ouagadougou back to Accra, all around. And then work on some of the stations also as station manager. My favorite station is Tamale, which happens that we both met there. He joined me in Tamale as well. Then after some time, I moved to 540, which was the new airline. I got poached by them. They were told that someone recommended me to them. That's what they said. So I got an offer from them. Joined 540 in 2014. Oh, sorry, 2011. So worked for 540 for close to 4 years. Then we halt operation for restructuring. After 540, I was lucky enough to. So 2014, I moved to Qatar to join Qatar Airways, the ground handling branch of Qatar, which is Qatar Aviation Services. So I've been with Qatar Aviation Services for 9 years, 7 months now. Went there as a dispatcher and now as a ramp duty officer. So that's just in brief a few little things about me in the industry.
Wow. Wow. The things you highlighted are not little things. I mean, you've gone through it all from ground ops, ticketing, passenger handling,
Yeah.
load officer, flight dispatcher, and now ramp duty officer. Congratulations. And we appreciate you in the industry. We know you're one of the pioneers in the aviation industry in Ghana. And when we see you still moving on in the industry and championing the industry, it makes us happy. Anyone out there who didn't know Isaac, this is Isaac Arku for you. This is Isaac for you. And Isaac has shared his story, and I hope you have enjoyed his story. Before we move on to the next, I'd like to let you know that you are on the Aviation Canteen show on GH-Aviation TV, and we are with Isaac Aku, a pioneer in the aviation industry in Ghana, sharing his story with us today. If you have any comments, any feedback, any questions, Kindly put it in the chat box and we will get you an answer or we'll get back to you. Isaac, you made mention of moving on with your journey from the travel agency to where you are now. Pardon us, Isaac is gone off. We are waiting for him to rejoin again. As we wait for Isaac to rejoin the call, I'd like to welcome all of you, our viewers, to the Aviation Canteen show. Let's talk careers and you. This is a show where we delve deep into the various careers in the aviation industry, the people who have handled the aviation industry and are still championing the cause. A lot of people may know that there is an aviation industry, but may not know the faces behind the industry. We'll be bringing you the faces behind the aviation industry for you to appreciate the people who do the work to move us from one destination to the other. So if you have any comments, any feedback, any questions, kindly put it in the chat as we wait for our guests to rejoin the call. Okay, our guest is back on the call. Welcome back, Isaac. As we're waiting for you,
Thank
I let
you.
our
Sorry,
guests know.
we're having a problem
Yes,
with the net.
yeah, I can imagine. Don't worry. We are here with you and we are galvanized to hear the story. Like I was saying, you moved from being a travel agent to a RAM duty officer now. What motivated you to come into the industry in the first place? And why are you still in the industry?
Okay. The truth is, when I was a kid, I always aspired to be a pilot. Like, and my dad was a radio engineer, which he has worked at civil aviation before. He used to work as one of the engineers at the control tower. So he had a lot of books at home. So sometimes I used to read those books, and I was like, I want to be a pilot. I always tell I want to be a pilot. I want to be a pilot. So one day I was there. I was like, a cousin of mine said he's going to work in an airline industry. Do I want to join? I said, yeah, I want to join. They said, okay, you need to do ABC course that you can join. I went for aviation school, and whilst in aviation school, the instructors we had, the kind of things they were teaching us, made me develop more interest. So when I joined Amtrak Travels, I nearly gave up. After the school, I had to write a lot of application letters. Even for attachment, I wrote a lot, and I end up with one travel agency called Golden Palm Travels, where I had my attachment. Then after that, before joining Amtrak Travels, I went for interview 5 times. And Amtrak Travels was the one doing the interview. I went for the interview 5 times, and it was not just a mere walk-in interview. And Mr. Dokwe was someone who was well vested in aviation from Ghana Airways. So he will take you through every little things that you need to know. So he motivated me a lot, to tell the truth. After gaining access to Amtrak Travels, he sat me down, because after gaining access to Amtrak Travels, he sat me down. Okay, he sat me down, spoke to me, tell me what I need to do, and what I need to do. to do, you want to survive in the industry.
Okay, Isaac has dropped off the call again. And so far from what he said, he had a mentor. He has someone to motivate him to feel more passion towards the industry. Why did he enter the industry? He wanted to be a pilot. That has been his dream. And from the trajectory, from his story, from a travel agent to a ramp duty officer, you can see where he's heading towards. Yesterday, during our session, our pilot told us that if you don't have the funds, you don't really need to do it at once. You can start from somewhere. And listening to Isaac's story, that is what he is doing. And we are hoping that one day he'll give me a call and tell me that, Liz, my dream came to pass. And I am a pilot now. And I'm a pilot now. We have a question from Chrissy
I think
Clooney.
for now, I,
Hello, Ike. Hello. Oh, Isaac has dropped off the call again. We have a question from Kwesi Clooney. Hi, Kwesi. Kwesi is asking, why is it very difficult for aviation students to get a job at the airport? Why
okay.
is it very
Yeah, I'm
difficult?
here.
Yeah, Isaac, we have a question from one of our viewers, Kwesi Clooney. He's asking, why is it very difficult for aviation students to get a job at the airport? Do you have any idea? Oh, Isaac is gone again. All right. This is an opinion and not a fact. I think the reason why it's difficult for aviation students to get a job at the airport is that we don't really have, say, a big industry, a vibrant industry in Ghana. And the students that are channeled out from the aviation schools are many. Therefore, if they apply to the airport, for instance, we have, say, 20 aviation schools, and they have brought out 20 graduates, for instance. Now, the companies at the airports are not more than, say, five or six. How will they employ all of them, or how will they help them to have internships at the airport? I think this is one of the reasons why students are not getting jobs or internships attachments at the airport. What can we do? There's many things that we can do, but we are going to ask Isaac's view on this question from Aduke Oking. Sometimes experience matters. Yeah, sometimes experience matters, but in the aviation industry, where would you go for the experience? This is a question that someone may ask. After school, how do I get the experience if you don't employ me or if you don't give me an attachment or internship job to work out the experience? Isaac, are you back? Oh, hello, Ike. Hello, Isaac. Ike, can you hear me?
The network is not
The network is
helping
very bad
us.
today. Yeah, it's very bad. But can you hear me now? Oh, today's network is very bad. What do we do? What do we do? Because we need Isaac to share his opinions on the questions that are coming up. Hello, Isaac. Okay, let me backdoor Isaac.
I'm here.
Isaac, can you hear me?
Sorry, the network is not helping.
I know. Yeah. So what do we do?
Yeah, I can hear
What
you.
do we do? Do we postpone it or we move on with it? You think we should postpone the session?
I don't know. Let's see how best it can help. If not, we have to postpone to another day.
Okay. All right. So from one of our viewers, Gold Star Air, he's saying that maybe we should postpone. All right.
Yeah,
Before we do the
get a more stable
postponement,
network.
yeah, before we do the postponement, I want you to give an answer to Kwesi Clooney's question. He's saying that why is it very difficult for aviation students to get a job at the airport? Do you have an idea on that? Eliza?
Oh, now I've gone to aviation schools. Yeah, now the airline industry is not only for those who have been to aviation school. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, what I was saying is that now the airline industry is not for only those who have been to aviation school.
Okay.
Industry is for everyone
Mm-hmm.
because it's a service industry.
Okay.
Someone who has done banking and finance.
Mm-hmm.
You are battling with someone who has done business management. I mean, competing with someone who has done marketing.
Okay.
Now, the aviation industry in the
Okay. Isaac's network is still not
and
it's still not helping. It's still not helping.
because
So I would
you
I
need
would
to be
urge
able
all of
to.
us. Okay, Isaac, what we are going to do is that we are going to postpone the sessions till we find a stable network. These are some of the disadvantages of having virtual meetings, but we'll strive to hear your story and the impact it has had on you and the impact you want to have in Ghana and the world as a whole. I'm going to start this comment, and when we meet up again, we'll bring it up. But we have a comment from Edward, and he's saying that sometimes the knowledge gained from the schools doesn't match what is required on the field. Applicants sometimes don't display enough knowledge about the positions. Applicants must explore beyond what they learn in class. Okay, thank you very much, Edward, for sharing your comments. We're going to come back with Isaac again to delve deeper, and we are going to comment or work on these questions. This is the Aviation Canteen Show, and my name is Lizzie Safsu of GH-Aviation. My guest is Isaac Arku, an awesome pioneer in the aviation industry in Ghana. And due to technological challenges, we are not able to get his inputs, etc. Therefore, we are going to postpone this session to tomorrow. Hopefully, by then, we would have a stable internet. We will share the link on the various social media handles. Kindly join us tomorrow, same time, and let's kickstart this program. Thank you all for joining, and it's bye bye. Take care. Have a good night. Hello, Isaac. Isaac is gone. Okay. Thank you very much. Bye bye.